welcome again. You're watching The Breaking on CNN News 18 and I am Sakshi Singh Litoria here to walk you through all the top headlines from the nation and across the globe. At the top of this segment, some breaking news now coming in. The Prime Minister Modi, after an action-packed week, has now returned to Delhi after attending the big G7 summit in Italy. We'll bring you all the details as far as what's next for the Prime Minister. But as I said before, it has been an action-packed week for the Prime Minister ever since he assumed the office for the third consecutive term as the Prime Minister of India, and then doing the first international trip to Italy on an invitation for G7 summit for the outreach session as well. A couple of things that he highlighted during the outreach session. Of course, he talked about how he has been elected for the third time as the Prime Minister of the nation, thanking the democracy as well as people for voting him and congratulating him at the same time. Apart from that, he also talked about artificial intelligence, which was one of the key agendas which was supposed to be there on the table of the G7 summit conducted in Italy this time. Also something very crucial, India's inclination towards Global South, how India and Prime Minister in fact reiterated towards his special push and concerns being put on forth of the Global South countries, which are, quote unquote, according to him, are being brunt of global uncertainties and tensions. We have CNN News 18's Siddhant joining us on the phone line. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Please walk us through all the pivotal points as far as Prime Minister's very crucial visit to Italy is concerned. What are the key highlights that we are picking up from the ground?
In Italy for a day, in fact, a very fruitful visit he had, and now he has returned back to Delhi. In fact, we are getting a visual of Prime Minister Modi at the Palam Technical Area. Now, this particular visit, Prime Minister participates in G7's outreach session. This was Prime Minister's fifth consecutive visit to G7 summit. And in fact, Prime Minister, and the key area of the outreach session was, the focus area was energy, Mediterranean, Africa, and artificial intelligence. In fact, Prime Minister Modi did take multiple bilateral meetings with PM Sunak, Prime Minister Macron of France, then Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, Prime Minister of Japan, Fumio Kishida. He also had some pull-aside meetings with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. In fact, we also saw his photo with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and US President Joseph Biden. So this was Prime Minister's first foreign visit after getting re-elected as the Prime Minister of India for the third time. So in fact, there was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of excitement amongst the G7 leaders also, as far as meeting Prime Minister Modi. In fact, if you go by the photo that has been released, the family photo of G7 group leaders, then India has taken a center stage in that photo. Prime Minister Modi has taken a center stage. Perhaps that photo itself talks a lot about the significance of India, the growing influence of India on global stage. Also, interestingly, the speeches that have been made by leaders, in fact, from Joseph Biden of US to many other leaders, all have mentioned India in their speeches. They have spoken. President Macron did speak about the digital infrastructure that India has set up. President Joseph Biden spoke about how India is important for the critical minerals. So, in all aspects, if we talk about it, was a fruitful trip. Perhaps first opportunity for the Prime Minister Modi after getting re-elected to meet to the world leaders, and perhaps also India's participation was crucial because it was also an opportunity to sync the outcome of G20 with the G7. That was also perhaps something in the minds of the global leaders.
Right, Siddhant.